absolute value equation. Wow, if we are talking about the absolute value equation or the absolute value, in what kind of area or in what kind of things in our daily life we can find the use of absolute value? Usually, the absolute value can be found in representing the distance. So basically, if we represent the distance between two objects or between 2 points, we use the absolute value. Maybe you didn't realize about this. I suggest you, before you follow the explanation about solving the absolute value equations, better if you check this video about the definition and the basic concept of absolute value so you can understand the explanation in this video better. Wow! Without further ado, let's move to the explanation video. Let's check it out.
What is absolute value equation? We may say an absolute value equation is an absolute value expression that contains equal sign and variable. Suppose we have this kind of expression. The absolute value of x is equals to 5. This equation contains the absolute value expressions and also variable. So we can say that this expression is one of the example of absolute value equation. Now, let's recall our previous topic. Suppose we have the absolute value of x equals 5. What are the possible values of x? Both 5 and negative 5 have the absolute value of 5. So, if the absolute value of x is equals to 5, then x equals negative 5 or x equals 5. Now, suppose we have the absolute value of x minus 2 is equals to 5. What are the possible values of x? If you have this kind of absolute value expressions of the absolute value equations, to help you to solve this kind of equation easily, just keep it in your mind that everything lies inside the bar sign always has two values. And these two values, they are opposites. Now, let's solve this equation. Remember that the things that inside the bar sign is x minus 2. So, the x minus 2 has two values and they are opposites. So, for the first equation, we will have x minus 2 equals 5 and the second one, x minus 2 equals negative 5. Consider today's two equations. 5 and negative 5 are opposites. So now, let's solve for the first equation first. Add 2 to the both sides, we will have x equals 5 plus 2, so the x equals 7. Do the same things to the second equation, we will have x equals negative 3. So, the solution or the value of the x, when we have the absolute value of x minus 2 equals 5, the solutions are x equals 7 and x equals negative 3. Remember that everything lies inside the bar sign always has two values. So, this is the most important key that we should remember to help us to solve the absolute value equation. So now, how if we have the absolute value of x plus 2 is equals to 2x minus 5? Yes, just like the previous one, that we should keep it in our mind that everything that lies inside the bar sign is always have two possible values. So in here, the thing that lies inside the bar sign is x plus 2. So the x plus 2 has two values and they are opposites. So now let's solve this. So the first equation, it's going to be x plus 2 equals 2x minus 5. Just copy the equation and remove the bar sign. Just exactly the same with the given equation. And for the second one, because it should be the opposite, just put the negative sign in front of the 2x minus 5. So don't forget to put the brackets to the 2x minus 5. Okay, now let's solve the equations one by one. The first equation, now to remove the 2 in the left side, just subtract 2 from both sides. Okay, because this is the equations. If you do a certain things to the left side, you should do the same things to the right side. So after subtracting by 2, we will have x equals 2x minus 7. Now let's do the similar things. Subtracting 2x from the both sides, and then we will have negative x equals negative 7, or x is equals 7. And now let's solve the second equation. Don't forget, before we simplify the equation, we should open the brackets or we should expand the equation. So here, if we multiply negative to the 2x, we will have negative 2x. And if we multiply negative x and negative here and the negative 5, we will have plus x. So be careful. It is a very simple thing. But if you forget, then you will get the wrong answer. So just like the first equation, subtracted 2 from both sides, we will have x equals negative 2x plus 3. And then now we are going to remove negative 2x from the right side. So we need to put or add 2x on both sides. So we will have 3x equals 3. So the x is equals 1. But this is not over yet, because we have this kind of equation. So it means we have x on both sides, in the left and on the right side. So we need to do the checking process. If we already get the x, the next step is checking the result. So if we already have x equals 7 and x equals 1, it doesn't mean that x equals 7 and x equals 1 are the solution. We need to do the checking process by substitute the x into the original equation. Remember, substitute into the original equation, which is the absolute value of x plus 2 should be equals to x minus 5. Now let's check for the first x, which is x equals 7. So let's substitute into the equation, replace the x with 7, and then we will get 9 is equals to 9. So this statement is correct. For the next one, now let's check when x equals 1. Substitute the x. In this process, we get 3 equals negative 3, which is, this is the wrong statement. Yeah. So what does it mean? It means that we only have one single solution, which is the solution is x equals 7. So if you have any question, when we have to check the solution means, look at this. So basically, if we have x on both sides of the equations, on the given equation, so it means that we need to do the checking process. So if we have only x on the left side, or on the absolute value equation. So, no need to check. Just like this. Okay, so
wow, that's all for this video. And if we think about the absolute value, it's always related to positive numbers. So, the moral value of learning these materials, of learning this kind of topic, hopefully that you can always think in positive way, just like the absolute value did. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.